Alrighty, hello everybody, a little introduction. My name is Bess. I am a personal trainer and I have been for the last 6 years? 6 years? 7 years? A long time. But I did my qualifications with Premier Global a nice long time ago, and yeah, I'm really excited to meet you all. We're going to be going through a bodyweight burnout workout today, so it's a little bit of strength, a little bit of cardio. You do not need any equipment. You might need either a chair, a stool, a sofa. I've got this one here. So keep that handy nearby because we're going to be using that in a little bit. I'm going to make sure that I give you guys loads of different options for our exercises today. We're going to be working with a rep count. It is a whole body workout, so we're going to be working from our heads to our toes. I do have a couple of cats wandering around in the background, don't mind them. But yeah, nice to meet you guys. We're going to crack straight on with our warm-up. So make sure you've got plenty of space around you, arms out, legs out, forwards and back. We're going to start with 3 different exercises, which I'm going to show you right now. The first exercise is going to be our squat and our kick. So for our squat, we want our feet hip width apart, toes parallel, back nice and straight. You're going to keep that chest up as you drop. For that kick, as you come up from that squat, you're going to raise that little leg to the side. So it's a nice straight leg when we raise, and we're going to alternate sides. It's going to warm up a little bit of our legs and a little bit of our glutes as well. So it's a nice low impact exercise. The next one is going to be our walkouts. For our walkouts, again, you're starting with those feet hip width apart. Hands are going to bend towards the floor. You're going to walk those hands out into your plank position. And then gently, you're going to walk those hands all the way back. So it gets a little bit of activation in the shoulders, a little bit of work through the core as well. That's going to be our walkouts. After that, third exercise in this little set is going to be our mountain climbers. So again, coming into that plank position, make sure our bottoms are down, and we're going to drive those knees in one at a time. If you'd like to increase the intensity of that, you can pick up that pace so it's a little bit more dynamic. We are going to be doing 10 reps of our squat kick, 10 reps of our walkouts, and then 20 reps of our mountain climbers. So make sure that you've got water ready. Once we've finished our walkout, once we've finished our warm-up, we'll do a little stretch, and then we'll crack on with some leg workouts. All right, so when we're ready, we're going to go for 10 of our squat and kick. So feet nice and wide, dropping down into that squat, kick for 1. Good, we want to make sure that we control that leg out to the side, squeezing from that glute. Make sure you land the feet slightly wider than hip width for that balance. And you want to make sure that you're getting that depth in those squats every time. 4 more. Good, last 2. Beautiful. Now make sure you've got some space in front of you for our walkout. So feet hip width. You're going to bend those knees as we reach. Walk into that plank. Little hold. Bend the legs, sink the heels into the ground, and reach up to the sky. That's 1. All the way back. Really take your time with these warm-up exercises. They're just to get your body moving, get your body engaged. Good, that's 3. Beautiful, we're almost halfway through these walkouts. These are one of my favorite warm-up exercises because they engage your whole body. You've got your legs engaging, core engaging, activation through those shoulders. Good, 4 more. Make sure that on your way back, you're sinking those heels in, stick that bottom up to the sky, counterbalance. Beautiful. Got 2 more left. Nice one. Last one. Walking those hands up. Hold that plank for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands back. Sink the heels down. Beautiful. We're going to finish off with those 20 mountain climbers. So if you want to make them more dynamic, you can speed those up. We're going to go for 20 when we're ready. 5. 10. 15. 5 more. 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Good stuff. Oh, are we feeling a little bit warmer? We're going to go through just a couple of stretches. Really, really important to stretch before and after your workout. All about the recovery of those muscles. So very quickly, arm across the chest, circle that wrist. We've done a little bit of work on that wrist already. If you do get a little bit of pain or uncomfortableness in your wrist, it is one of those things that you build up a little bit of a tolerance to. But making sure that you rotate, warm up your wrist, get a full range of motion definitely helps when it comes to walkouts, your mountain climbers, your press ups even. Get a quick stretch through those triceps. So you want to wiggle those fingers down the bottom of your spine. And for these first warm up stretches, you want to make sure that you're holding them for at least 10 seconds. Can seem like a long time. We want to make sure that we get right into those muscles so they serve us well. Good. We'll go for 2 of our leg stretches as well. So I want you to step the right leg forward, make sure that toe is pointing up to the ceiling. You're going to pop your hands on that bent leg, stick your bottom out behind you. Think about dropping that chest towards your knee. You'll get a big long stretch across the hamstring and your calf. Lovely stretch through the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, you're going to change sides. So bring yourself up, switch the leg, toe up towards the ceiling, drop through that chest, sticking that bottom out. Welcome to everybody who has just joined in. Give us a wave if you're stretching. And then we're going to crack on with a little bit of a leg workout. All right, final little stretch for the front of the legs. We're going to go for your standing quad stretch. So we're going to test that balance today. You want to squeeze those knees together and push those hips forwards to extend that stretch. If you can't reach the foot with that back arm, you can use a band, you can use a scarf, or you can do this stretch lying down on your side as an option. Really, really important to stretch out our quads. We often do think about stretching out our hamstrings because they get tight, we know that. Don't think about our quads so much. So squeeze those knees together, push those hips forward. You'll feel that stretch extend through the hip flexor. Beautiful. Okay, and give it a little shake out. So we're going to head into kind of the main body of our workout today. I've split it into a couple of different muscle groups just so we can really, really hone in on that, start to build the strength through our muscles as well. So for the first exercise, you're going to need your stool, your chair. You can use your sofa as well for our split squat. Now, our split squat is a single leg exercise. Really important to work your legs out one at a time. We're bipedal animals. That means we use our legs in conjunction with each other. We don't often isolate them, but it's really, really important to even out our strength on those supporting legs. So for your split squat, you want to take a nice big step away from whichever raised surface you're using. You've got 2 options. You can point the toe, or you can come up onto the toe here. It completely depends on what you find more comfortable. I tend to point my toe, so I've got the toe right on the edge of my step. The other foot is nice and far forward. So we're going to keep that chest up, and we're going to drop that knee right down to the ground. So this is the working leg on this exercise. We're going to go for 10 reps on each side. Once you've done that, we're going to go for 10 of our reverse lunges. So you're going to start with those feet together, hip width apart. Again, that chest is up. We step the leg back. We drop that knee. You've got 90 degrees at each leg. And then you're going to alternate to the next leg. Really, really nice dynamic one. If you did want to challenge yourself, you can change that into a jump lunge. These are my least favorite thing in the world. But if you would like, you can add that progression in if you so wish. The last exercise is going to be our side lunges. This is a tricky style lunge, which I wanted to bring up with you today because it is one of my favorites if we get it right. So we want to keep our feet hip width to start. You always want to keep those feet parallel. So with that side lunge, and you can practice along with me, you want to take a big step to the side and you want to drop your bottom back. Now you can let that toe come off the floor. The working leg is on this side. And then we're going to come back to the center. And we're going to go for 10 reps on each side. Notice that I'm not leaning into the leg here. I'm stepping the leg out and sinking my bottom back and down. So we get a really big engagement through your glutes there. So those are our 3 legs exercises that we're going to go for today. So make sure that you've got your step nearby. We're going to start for 10 on each side. So let's pop that right foot forward. The left foot is back on that step. Make sure you've got a nice big gap between, chest up nice and tall. And we're going to go for 1. Good. We want to keep that chest up. Think about dropping that knee down towards the floor. Good. 5 more. Good. Last one. There we go, feeling that front leg working. So now you can place that foot right next to the other one. You know you've got the right distance. Point that toe at the back. Again, chest up nice and tall. We might struggle a little bit with the balance on the other leg. There's always one naughty leg. When we're ready, we're going to go for 10 reps. Dropping down for 1. Good. You want to make sure that you keep that knee slightly bent at the top. We don't want to lock that joint out. We want to protect it. Good. 3 more. Last one. Beautiful. And that is our split squat, one of my favorite leg exercises. So the second one, we're going to go for our reverse lunges for 10. So both feet together, straight into it. We're going to drop for 1. I want to make sure, again, that chest is up. We're dropping that knee almost to the floor. Trying to get those right angles. Four more. Last 2. Beautiful, we're feeling those legs fire up now. So the last exercise, again, we're going to go for 10 on each leg. And we're really practicing our technique on this side lunge. So put your hands on your hips, I find that the easiest, or you can pop them out in front of you. Big step to the side, drop for 1. Good, remember you can allow that toe to come off the floor. We want that heel flat on the working leg. Good. 5 more left. Heart rate should be starting to come up a little bit now. Last 2. Good, and change legs. So this time we're going to start on the other side. Again, make sure you've got plenty of space for 10. Good, remember we want those feet parallel, heel to the ground, sinking that bottom back behind you. Keep that chest up. Just go for as much depth as you can. 6 more. Last one. Beautiful. So those are our 3 little leg workouts. If you did want to continue with those, I always do a minimum of 3 rounds of each. So those are some really nice legs exercises that you can do to isolate each of those legs one by one. So with that, we're going to move on to a little bit of upper body. Do make sure that you drink water if you need to. I'm definitely going to sip some. Whew. So I'm not a massive fan of cardio. It's not my forte. I love a bit of weights. But the amazing thing is that when you are using weights, when you are working muscularly, it does bring your heart rate up. It brings your heart rate up enough to activate that cardio system. So when we say cardio, don't always think, oh God, I've got to go and run or get on a bike or on a treadmill. It's not always that. Anything that makes you feel out of breath, anything that gets your heart rate going, that's cardio. If doing your cleaning around the house gets your heart rate up, it's cardio. If you're dancing in your kitchen, it's cardio. Just as long as you're getting that heart rate up a little bit, we're activating that cardio system. So, on to upper body. Upper body is probably one of my favorite things to train. As a woman, we're always thinking, oh, but I don't want to get big. You're not going to get big. Trust me, it's not going to happen unless you're taking in an extraordinary amount of calories, an extraordinary amount of protein, but you can get nice, toned, lengthy muscles. If you are trying to build a little bit of muscle mass, it massively comes down to nutrition. which I could go on and on about, but we'll save that for another day. So our 3 exercises for our upper body weight workout. We're gonna go for our tricep dip. So again, you're gonna need your step or your sofa or your chair, whichever it is you're using. You wanna pop those hands beside you. You want your thumbs touching your thighs to get the correct width in those hands. Hands are pointing forwards, and you're gonna step those legs out so that your bottom is suspended. From there, we're gonna drop down through the elbows, squeeze all the way up. If you wanna challenge yourself, straighten those legs, it increases that body weight. If you're finding it a little bit tricky, then you can bring those knees in. And we're gonna go for 10 reps of our tricep dip. The second exercise is gonna be a little bit of a shoulders and abs exercise called our shoulder taps. In a plank position, you're massively activating through the chest and the shoulders. So it's a really, really nice option for a body weight. And it's gonna be our shoulder tap. So in that plank position, you're tapping one shoulder at a time. And the key with this one is not rocking through the hips. We want to keep those hips nice and still, and we want to try and push and elevate through those shoulders. Think about spreading those fingers and pushing to the ground. We're going to go for 20 reps there. And once we've done that, we're going to go into our back extension. So back is a tricky one to train with body weight, but this is a really, really nice exercise to get a little bit further into your lower back. Obviously important to stretch our lower back. We have a lot of tension there, but it's also important to have a strong lower back. So we're going to come onto our bellies, drop down, fingertips at your temples. You're going to be nose to the floor, and you're going to just extend through the lower back and then very steady down. It's a really, really small movement, very difficult to talk through. Very small movement, but extraordinarily important to work on extending through that lower back and building the strength there a little bit. So we're going to go for 10 reps there. So when you're ready, grab your chair or your step ready for our tricep dips. And we're going to go for 10 reps here. So choose whichever option feels the most comfortable for you. When we're ready for 10 reps, off we go. And I want you to really try and pace your tricep dips with me. It's very easy to speed these up to make it a little bit easier. But to really get into those muscles, we need that time under tension. All my clients know that I bang on about time under tension. But really taking your time with exercises makes it much more muscular in its dynamic. 3 more. Pace it with me. Steady down. Big push up, last one. There we go for our tricep dips. You can pop your chair to the side, make sure you've got plenty of space to hit that plank position for our shoulder taps. And again, I want you to think about those hips. You don't want those hips rocking to the side. We want them dead still. So when we're ready, in that plank position, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Going for 20 reps here. Think about placing those hands nice and gently. That's 10, we're halfway. Last few. 20, sweet. So you can feel when you really keep those hips steady, how much you have to push into the ground through those shoulders and that chest. So the last one is going to be our back extension, working a little bit of that lower back. So coming down to the floor this time, tummy to the floor, legs extended out behind you, and we're going to go for our back extension. So fingertips to those temples, nose to the floor. When we're ready, very slowly coming up and back down. Hold. And you really want to get that 1 to 2 second hold at the top of this exercise. Really want to feel those lower back muscles working. And they might ache a little bit tomorrow, that's okay. Really, really important that we build up the resilience and the strength in those muscles surrounding the lower back. Yeah, a nice little activation through your glutes as well. Last 3. Good, last one we're going to hold for 5 seconds. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come all the way down. Beautiful. So those are a few of my favourite upper body exercises. We worked a little bit of triceps, a little bit of chest and shoulders, and a little bit of our back. So we've worked all kind of planes there. The final section I'm going to take you through is abs. We all love working abs. So we've got 3 different exercises to work the 3 different kind of key components of our abdominals. So first exercise is one of my favourite. It is your toe reaches. So you're going to start laying on your back and you're going to pop those toes up to the floor. Now, if you don't have the hamstring flexibility to launch those right up, don't worry about it. Just drop through the legs. These are just kind of here as a marker and just to keep that lower abs engaged. Before your toe reaches, you're going to launch those hands up. They're going to stay straight the whole time. You're going to squeeze to the top, slowly back down. And again, it's all about that time under tension. We're not rushing through the reps. We're coming all the way up, holding, slowly on the way back down. So make sure that you pace those with me. The second exercise that we're going to go through is our torso twists. I'm extraordinarily picky about these for good reason. Often when we see people doing Russian twists or torso twists, we see this, like we're at a concert. However, the key to this exercise is getting a twist through the torso. So I'm going to share with you some of my top tips to make sure that we're really attacking this exercise with the dynamic that it needs. So I always hold on to my elbows. This always helps me to get a full twist. My feet are on the floor and I'm leaning back as far as I can. And from there, I'm going to take this elbow and I'm going to reach it as far back as I can and return to center. Again, on the other side, as far back as I can and return to center. And it's all about pace with this one. If we're flying through it, we're going to end up using momentum for that twist. We're going to take it really, really steady. They're obviously doing their cardio. So we're going to go for this exercise. We're going to go for 20 twists, but at that nice steady pace. The final exercise is our single leg raises. So once again, we're coming back onto our back, legs launched up to the ceiling. If you can't lengthen through those legs, don't worry about it. We can keep a slight bend there. We're going to keep the legs up towards the ceiling. The core is going to tuck in. So those shoulders are ever so slightly off the floor. And from there, we're going to drop one of those legs almost to the floor and then all the way back up. Again with the other, almost to the floor and all the way back up. If you're finding that a little bit tricky, bend the legs and think about just tapping the toe towards the floor. And you'll get a little less of that body weight working against you. We're going to go for 10 reps there. So joining that all together, we're going to go for 10 of our nice slow toe reaches, 20 of our twists, and then 10 of our single leg raises. And that will conclude our little body weight workout today. So when we're ready, toes up to the ceiling, hands nice and straight. Starting at the floor, we're going to reach up, hold, slowly back down. I want you to try and pace it as much as you can with me. Reaching slowly up, slowly down, making sure we really get that hold. Now I'm only at 5, so you should be only around 5 or 6 reps here. Good, 7 reps now. Keep those legs up, 2 more. Last rep. Beautiful, now we're going to go straight into those twists. So feet on the floor, holding onto those elbows, leaning back, and we're going to twist for 20. We twist and center. Twist and center. Notice how difficult it makes it when we really slow down that pace. There's no need to bring the legs off the floor. There's no need to add any excess weight. We're just going to gently move through a full rotation in that torso. Nice one. I'm at 10 reps now, so we're halfway through these twists. And it is all about keeping that tension. Your abs are under constant tension. Make sure that you're still leaning back just as far as you were at the start. Aiming to get that elbow right behind you. It's all about getting that range of motion. Returning to the center every time. Last 3 reps. Last one. Beautiful. All right, our last exercise for today are leg raises. So bring those legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to drop those one at a time. Remember, your option is you can bend those legs and drop that toe to the floor. So when we're ready for 10 reps, off we go. Good. If you're feeling that lower back disconnect with the floor, just don't bring the legs down quite as far. Beautiful. 4 more reps. Last one. Beautiful. Lay down nice and flat. Pop those arms up and above your head. Take some deep breaths into your abs, into your hip flexors, into that lower back. Nice one. Very well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Obviously, I've just given you a little taster of how I tend to split my whole body workout, my body weight workout. So done a little bit of lower body, a little bit of upper body, and a little bit of abs. I am going to make sure that I write down all of these exercises for you. If you did want to just focus on one muscle group, you can repeat these 3 exercises 3 or 4 rounds at a time. My name is Bess. Thank you so much for having me, Premier Global. Like I say, been a PT for nearly 7 years now. I did my qualifications a little while ago, but I do have Premier to thank for the path that it's taken me on. If you guys want to contact me with any questions, I have 2 Instagram handles. One is my name, Bessy Naido, and the other one is my PT account, Bessy Naido PT. I am offering in-person personal training in South London, but I'm also doing online coaching. Thanks to the pandemic, I've learned a little bit more about how to do this online stuff. I'm a little bit of a novice. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Any questions, queries, anything you want to ask me, I'm going to be around on my phone getting to those questions with you guys. So thank you so much. I'm going to save this workout so that you guys can access it later. Great. Thank you very much, guys.